Liberty bringing in the run from Sands. The score now 10-1 here at the bottom of the second. And Grand Bahama bats certainly coming around, and Columbus Isle not able to capitalize on any of the hits. And Grand Bahama again with a runner.
With 2 out, I thought they would use the pinch runner for Liberty. I guess they want to keep that speed out there. Speed rule should be in effect. She's the catcher in this ball game. With 2 gone, they should have rightly brought in the last out, but
yeah.
You can tell she doesn't want to come off the field. She's ready to steal some bases right about now.
Michelle Foster.
She's taking a huge lead off the base paths.
Batting 9th for Grand Bahama.
Ninth hitter in the order. Michelle Foster takes it away.
Two-0 count.
You can see just trying to maintain, just trying to stay composed. You were out of the inning. Just needed one play and they couldn't get it done. And now the pitch goes wild. That's going to let the runner go down to third base. Takes a wide turn.
She's moving quickly.
Yeah, she's got some anxious feet. It looks as if they're going to come out and talk to the pitcher here.
Absolutely. Perhaps make a change at this point, giving up a total of 4
That's a lot of runs to give up.
When we came up, we had 6 runs. Was it 6 runs?
Yeah.
And then giving up 4 runs to make the score 10-1.
And with this being the bottom of the second, the mercy rule, if they can go up by 10 here, would come into effect in the top half of the frame. So I can see why the timeout has been called here. You're trying to minimize the damage as best you can. And then try to get to the plate to see if you can do something there. The Columbus Isles. And again, this is another one of those ones where like with the Chickchanis, they have the crab on their shirt. And the Columbus Isles, they got a looks like a red Indian. So I'd like to know how they. Yeah, that makes me think of
red Indian.
Yeah, it looks like an Apache or something, as opposed to being anything that reminds me of Columbus. Yeah, I don't know.
It may be.
Could be.
I'll get their full name. That one
pops it up. Could be trouble. Center fielder charging in and can't make the play. And they're going to keep running out there. She's going to come all the way around the score. Are you kidding me?
Listen, we've seen some inside the park home runs today.
That one takes the cake.
Wow.
Home run on a shallow ball to center field.
And that is I don't know.
Yeah, I'm lost for words.
But Michelle Foster bringing in the RBI from Thompson and getting it inside the park over a
base
drop
error
ball from the center fielder. She had to be flying around the bases.
And another hard hit ball, foul, and out of play. So, okay, no, she wasn't that fast because there she's still on second base. So I was about to say, man, that's incredible if she'd scored on that play. I don't know, she must have been really booking it out of the box to do that. But they played the 2 runs nonetheless. Runner at second base. Up high. She's taking off at third. And wow.
That's an out. She hit her up. That's out.
They cannot call her out on that. There's no way she's out on that play.
Definitely an out.
They're going to call her out.
They're going to call her out.
Wow.
You got to stay on the bag.
Yeah, but you can't push her off the base, though. That's twice you've seen that happen.
It looked as if it was just a tag, and she did not hold the bag. And so,
listen, she weighs maybe $110 soaking wet. Somebody hits you weighing 250. You about to, and I'm taking liberties with the weight there, but there is a huge weight disparity. You hit me in the chest at 110. Something's going to give, and so.
She's out of there.
And I think the umpire.
She's out of there.
She gave her a left hook to the guts. I thought boxing started tomorrow. She gave her a shot. Right, there we go. Out of my weight class, that's right. Oh, wow. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. I'm still reeling. We'll be back with more softball after this.
Welcome back to more softball action here at Bankers Field in the nation's capital for the 6th edition of the Bahamas Games. And let me tell you, we have ourselves a game here. Grand Bahama up 12-1 in the top of the third over Columbus Isles. And listen, we just saw a play just now where the third base, well, that
booking it over to second base. And now going for third on the overthrow.
Don't hold the ball.
This could be an inside the Parker on a ground ball.
Right fielder, get that ball in on the infield. You can't hold it out there.
But back to what you were saying, it's been interesting.
Definitely.
We saw a couple of plays there. I keep saying I have never seen that, and so maybe that's what this game's going to do for me. A lot of things I've never seen.
And that just goes, man. If you're going to run and you're going to go to that bag, go hard.
She went
that was
hard.
An opportunity as well.
She just met an immovable object.
That one's hit hard to the second base.
Ground ball to the second baseman and out.
That would be an
out.
out.
At first base, the run does score.
Because usually when you expose the tag like that, you have an opportunity to hit the ball out the glove as well. And so she did it. She did something.
She was too busy trying to stay on her feet. 12-2 now. They still need one more run to keep this game alive.
Pitching for Grand Bahama.
10-run rule is in effect. So I'm going to double check that.
Yeah, the runner is still on
at third.
So
base. So maybe she didn't score after all. She didn't go home. So it's still 12-1. I don't understand why she wouldn't have gone home on that play. I just took it as a given that she scored. It is 12-2?
Okay, it is 12-2.
Okay, so now it is 12-2.
Scoring officials telling us, making sure we get it right.
Sorry, guys in the booth. I'm giving you the information as quickly as I can get it. That's the ball as she walks it.
So the score now, 12-2 on Grand Bahama up by 10. If Columbus Isle does not close out this or score in this inning, that could bring an end to this game.
Yeah, and Grand Bahama won't have to bat anyway, so we could still, so either way, it's most likely this game is going to end in 3 innings, based on what we saw. Unless the Columbus Isles just go on an absolute tear and just pour on the runs right in this situation. Still only 1 out, so anything can happen. We've seen it.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
We've certainly seen it happen.
Leads mean nothing in ladies softball.
Good strike. Got a reaching for a strike on that one.
And now 2 strikes on the hitter. One ball, 2 strikes, and gets a looking, gets a swinging.
Strikeout.
Down she
swinging
goes.
Down. Brianna Heald on the mound for Grand Bahama, who now is playing for 1 here at the top of the third.
That was a interesting looking swing.
Absolutely.
on the fastball there. That was a jump out of the way and swing at the same time.
Darcia Spence in the batter's box for Columbus Island.
This may be a short at bat here for Garcia Spence. She's swinging at anything moving right about now. I'll try to roll one in there and see if she swung at it. And down she goes. 3 up, 3 down. They got a couple of runs. They got to run across. But it's good morning, good afternoon, good night for the young lady from the Columbus Isles. And I'll wait to see if that is indeed the ball game. They're going to see if they're going to take the field here. Umpire is going to come out and confer. They got to complete 3. Because this is the top. This is the bottom of the third now. So they're already up by 10. So it's going to be 10 runs anyway. Why would you wouldn't even have to bat here? I would think.
I would think the same. And if they score, then it would be up by 11. And perhaps
right. So either way, this game should be done here. So it'll be 10 runs after 3, irregardless. And that's game. There it is.
They're going to call it.
They're going to call it. They should have asked us. We told them that a long time ago. so there we go. They get it right. And that's the way this one will end. Grand Bahama wins by mercy rule over the Columbus Isles in 3 innings. 12-2 ends up being your final. The Grand Bahama squad looking pretty good. They've got a couple of victories under their belt, making their way towards the medal round. And both of the umpires that just called that game already up here in the booth. They moved quickly. They got up here real fast. Coming up next will be Exuma Ben. Final score right there on your board, 12-2. We're going to get Remiko Knowles down at the field, see if he can grab an interview. Just before we go to a break here between contests. All right, so apparently we're not going to grab an interview. Instead, let's take a moment and return to our studios. Softball action does continue here at the Blue Hills Fields. And here we are once again. Welcome back, everybody, to the Bankers Field as we are ready for softball action at its finest. So far, so good here at the softball segment of the Bahamas games. Right now, getting ready to start this one off. And we have the Columbus Owls in the light blue uniforms going up against Exuma. And set up to be a pretty good matchup here. Leading off for Exuma, Richard Bain. He's the pitcher of record tonight. Following him will be Philip Johnson, then Sherman Ferguson on the mound for Columbus Owls as they follow away. Is the big fella, Cale Carey, sorry. So Carey up 2 strikes now on Richard Bain. And again, he fouls it away. They're working him hard on the inside. He's been able to battle away and keep it from being called a strike, but they're definitely not giving him a chance to extend the arms. He's working him, trying to keep that ball in on the hands. Bain has some good power. And again, fouls it down the third base line. So we've seen about 6 pitches to this point. Okay, we are just on the way, top of the first inning here.
Pretty good segment of softball happening for the day. We've seen some excellent games, some questionable calls, some great plays, some amazing hits, some hard to believe errors, but
that's putting it mildly.
Yeah. So as we near the closing of the night, this game, we'll see what happens. Columbus Owls is not a team that we've seen play today. It's, well, at least not for the men.
And that one's driven to the outfield, and again,
third base.
Quick pop-up to the third baseman. Looked like it was going to go further that off the bat, but instead a pop-up to the third baseman for the first out.
It's Cale Curry.
That'll bring up Philip Johnson to bat now with 1 down.
On the mound for Columbus Owl. I was wondering if the 50 on his shirt was the number or it's a representation of the 50th anniversary, and I think that's what Columbus Owl has.
Yeah, they were in the 50 on the front of their shirts. I was fooled by that earlier as well. Their number is on the back.
Number's on the back.
Down near the bottom of their jersey. So he's number 7. And a big swing by PJ. Philip Johnson, who now finds himself 1-1. So Carey's come out throwing hard here for the Columbus Owls. Not familiar with him too much as a pitcher. I haven't seen him too much. So he's kind of a surprise here. That looks good, and it is a strike on the inside.
We do know that Columbus Owl do have some pitchers in their arsenal. We see Alcott Forbes playing shortstop.
Yeah, he's there with Exuma, so they're pretty stacked in that category. They already had Martin Burrows Jr. throw the first game. You got Richard Bain pitching tonight. You got Alcott Forbes, and a ground ball to second is going to be trouble, and they're not going to get him at first. As soon as you bobble that ball, these guys are getting down the line. PJ's got some good speed. You bobble it, it's going to be trouble to get the out. First baseman tried to scoop it, but couldn't quite pick it up. Chris McPhee, the first baseman for the Columbus Owls tonight. And here is Sherman Ferguson. Again, you missed with him. He's going to go a long way with it. And that was go off the glove of the catcher on the high fastball. Johnson already making the turn, thinking about maybe drawing a throw, but he's at second, 1 gone. You got to be careful with Ferguson here. Kid was hitting home run bombs in primary school, man. It's no joke. And you can see he does not cheat himself on the swing.
If he makes contact,
he does not cheat himself on the swing.
I would not want to be on the other end of that bat. once he hits it.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Ferguson.
That one is high.
That one up high for a ball. They're going to throw behind the runner, and he gets back in there. Catcher is Rashad Lang for Columbus Owls. Thought they might have used Trey Sweeting, but I see him out there in center field for the Columbus Owls team. He's a pretty good catcher. Son of Theodore Sweeting. Oh, and there, we just talked about it. I just said it. So said it, so done. See you later.
Wow. Wow.
Like I said, you don't want to miss with Sherman Ferguson. He crushes one.
I don't even think he saw what he hit. He just swung the bat.
Listen, swing hard and hope, and if you buck up to it, it's going to go a long way. Wow. That's the motto there, and Sherman did not miss it. Just like that, it's a 2-0 ball game in dramatic fashion. I don't know if we have a replay on that, but oh my goodness.
Only in the memory.
So sad. Yeah, that's for sure. That thing got out of here in a hurry. Way gone. And here comes Michael Ingram. Rude welcome to the ball game for Carey here. That's in there for a strike. I'm sure he's going to remember Sherman Ferguson next time he comes up the bat.
I'm going to remember Sherman Ferguson next time. That one was way, way out of here.
Like I said, when he swings the bat, it goes a long way if he makes contact. And a quick throw over to first base in time. 2 gone. But the big blow has been struck so far. First blood drawn by Exuma.
Early in this game.
Ingram's hearing it from the fans as he goes back into the dugout. And here is Alcott Forbes. Shortstop, playing shortstop for Exuma. And Alcott too, by the way, if you mess around, he can hit this a long way as well. More known for his pitching prowess these days, but he can flat out hit the softball.
These are veteran players.
Forbes, national team pitcher and shortstop. Sherman Ferguson, whom you just saw hit that home run, also played on the national team. Has played third base there. You've seen quite a number of national team players throughout this, dispersed throughout the different island teams. Like to see it happening.
Makes for good competition.
And again, Carey perhaps realizing that can't give anything to hit. Here is
you want to stay far.
Yeah, you know what? If you chase it up there, that's cool, but I'm not throwing it over the plate. Waiting in the wings is Martin Burrows, and that would be the wiser person to attack. If I was pitching, that would what I would do. I would pitch around Alcott here. He does throw him a strike, and face Martin Burrows Jr., who, while a good player, has a tendency to chase bad pitches. So I would go with. We'll see if he continues to come after Forbes here. Yeah, and again, not really throwing him anything. He's willing to concede. I think he's pitching around him here. Perhaps still shell-shocked after seeing that. Nothing like you think you make a good pitch and then you notice it's not coming back.
He knew from the ball left his bat that one was out of here.
Oh yeah, you heard the sound. It was a goner. 3-1, and that's ball 4. So Forbes draws a walk. And here comes Martin Burrows Jr. Alcott. Wearing his traditional number 11. And here is number 88. And he wears this number 88. His favorite player growing up. And they're going to throw behind Alcott Forbes, and it's going to throw it away. Forbes on his way to third base, makes the turn. Thinks about going home. The throw back in time, and so he'll hold at third base. So as I was saying, Martin Burroughs Jr. wears number 88. His favorite player growing up was Rico Wood of the Woods brothers. Saw two of them play earlier in this tournament for Eleuthera, Turan and Toogie Wood. Well, Rico, the older brother, and perhaps the best one from across the board skill set, used to always wear number 88. And so Burroughs grew up idolizing him and started wearing the same number. 2 balls and no strikes now. He's ahead in the count. Good hitter's pitch now coming up. He's looking for something right across the middle of the plate. He's aiming to throw a strike here if you're the batter. And instead it goes high and up, and Alcott gets back. Throw down to third base.
It looked like that almost caught him on the elbow a little bit, but he was able to get out of the way.
Just barely get out of the way.
We've seen some interesting plays happen with 2 outs and runners on base, and some errors made at that 2-out mark, and then the other team having to make up for it in the long run, in which they sometimes never do. That's a hit.
And like I said, has a tendency sometimes to chase. Got away, and he's going to be safe at first. That was a pitch. You can tell he just kind of threw the bat at it. Luckily, he was able to get on base. A run does score. Make it 3-0 now, Exuma. But that's why I would have thrown. That's why they pitched around Forbes to get to
Ingram.
To Burroughs. So
that'll bring up
Edron Knowles. And the book on Edron, he'll chase the high fastball. It's one of those short in stature hitters that likes the ball up above the head, the eyes. As I was saying. So never saw a high fastball he would take. He's going to swing the bat. He can see it in his eyes. He's swinging, eye level or above. He's going up there swinging. So you can climb the ladder on him. He's behind the count here with a strike on him. And here's the pitch. Like I said, he's not going to leave anything in the air. High fastball. He can't lay off it. Has not in all the years I've known him. I've even coached him a few years. He's had 2 shots. He said, leave the high fastball alone. Coach, that was a good pitch. That was a good pitch.
So we'll head now to the bottom of the first inning. Exuma coming away with a big inning for them, scoring 3 runs, and 2 of them came in off a blast to right field by Sherman Ferguson, the third baseman for Exuma. And now Columbus Isle will head into the batter's box to see if they can get some things going. Leading off for Columbus, Stephon McKinney. In the batter's box, Trey Sweeting. He will be followed by Juno Bean. Chris McPhee will bat cleanup in that order. So if they can get some runs early on in the same way that Exuma was able to do so, then we're in for a good ball game.
Yeah, and that's the hope, right? The game before this was a good one. Well, the men's game was a good one. So, so we're hoping that that trend continues here. And if you're Columbus Isles here, understand the game is just underway. And so if you can, even if you don't score all the runs back, if you don't score 3 runs here, but if you can get something on the board, you feel pretty good about it and confident that you have a chance.
The idea is to go the distance and keep that 10-run mercy rule from coming into effect, because that is what devastated a lot of teams today, not being able to get, allowing so many runs and not being able to make up on the back end of those innings. So that should be the idea, the game plan here for Columbus or Isle as they head to the batter's box.
And so they'll go on offense now after giving up 3 runs in the top of the inning. Exuma with their first trip onto the field. Again, it's Richard Bain on the mound. Behind the plate is Michael Ingram. First baseman Chris Roll. Second baseman Martin Burroughs. Over at third base is Sherman Ferguson. Shortstop belongs to Alcott Forbes, and the outfield is Edron Knowles on left. Center fielder Philip Johnson, and right field Chima Johnson. And leading things off, Stephen McKinney, his dad. Skinny's got to be around here somewhere. We call Stephen Doogie, not to be confused with Doogie Howser. At least I don't think so. I don't know how he got the nickname Doogie, but they call him that. And I told you, Richard Bain, it's hit or miss. When he's on, you know, he's a pretty decent pitcher, but he has struggled with finding that strike zone at times. You can see he's kind of guiding the ball in there. He falls behind 3-0.
He is.
3-1, sorry. He will lose confidence on the mound.
What does it say if he's the pitcher that they lead off with against Columbus Ohio? Maybe they don't have an arsenal of pitchers that they can choose from.
Well, they got Alcott right there, but they think they're saving him. I think that they feel that they can win this game without Alcott pitching. And they do still have Martin Burrows Jr. in there as well. That's ball 4, and down goes to first base McKinney. So I think in a tournament like this where you're going to be playing a lot of games, you try to keep your pitches as fresh as possible, your key pitches for big games. So I would imagine they're saving him for whenever they play a team like Long Island or maybe even New Providence. So you want to make sure you have your best at their best. And I think this is Chicken Aubrey at his finest, by the way, folks. That's the manager for this Columbus Owls team. He works the officials. If he's on your team, that's great, but if he's not, he can get a little annoying. Sorry, Chicken, you're my friend, but his facts are facts.
and you're speaking from experience as an umpire.
Both as from an umpire and as I played for Chicken a few times, so I know how it is. When he's on my side, I love it. He nitpicks every single aspect of the game. He's an irritant. He's like that fly that keeps buzzing you and you're trying to eat dinner. And here's Trey Sweeting. Whoa, and that one gets away from Bain and down to first base. And I told you, man, Bain is hit or miss right now. He's missing a lot. It is still early on, but...
So we may not see him go the distance in this one.
Unless he finds a way to settle down. But right now he's having some issues. And here's Jamel Bain. Runners on first and second. And he takes a swing on that. And if I'm the coach, I'm really angry at him right now. This guy's walked 2 hitters. Just hit a batter. And you're going to come up there and swing at the first thing you see?
Absolutely.
That is poor batting right there. And that would have been 2-0. The runners do advance on that, but he swung at a bad pitch on the first one, kind of helped out the pitcher. This is one of those instances where we talked about not taking the first pitch, but in that case, that's common. That says you got to take the first pitch, right? So pitcher struggling to throw strikes, you don't help him out in that situation. But it's all water under the bridge now, Bain.
We have Trey.
Alcott Forbes coming over to talk to him here. And Forbes a pitcher. So maybe trying to see something. He's maybe seeing something that Bain is doing. Giving some words of advice. Missing away now. See Trey Sweeting is anxious on the base. He's ready to take off anything that gets by the catcher right about now.
He's telling Juno, bring me home.
And we welcome our live viewers now to action. If you are just joining us, well, you missed a 2-run bomb by Sherman Ferguson for Exuma. You got to start this game off in grand fashion.
You called it.
I did say, listen, you don't want to mess with this kid. He's going to hit it a long way. 2 changeups in a row, and he gets him swinging and out. So the changeup's working. And now if I'm the hitter, if I'm a batter now, I know he can't throw the fastball. I'm sitting changeup. He's had some success with it. You know he's going to come back with that again at some point. I'll take the fastballs and just sit on the changeup and see if he throws it again. We're currently sitting on a 3-0 score. Score says 2-0 on our board, but it's actually
a pop fly.
That's going to be trouble. Side. That's going to be issues. And
right field
and he overruns
the ball.
And a run scores. They're going to throw behind him. Wow, we talk about.
So what happened out there? I don't think he was able to see it. Perhaps
he ran right past the softball.
I don't know what he saw, what he was looking at.
But he knew it. You saw he throw his hands up. He threw his hands up. He's like, oops.
But he ran from so far to overrun the ball.
He overran it. Couldn't put the brakes on. Wow.
That's probably what he couldn't stop. He was coming from too far.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. That was the right fielder, Chima Johnson, who just could not slam on the brakes quick enough. Kept right on going right past the softball.
And you see that that play not sitting well with.
Yeah, Richard is like, man, I finally got
a break.
Yeah, you're going to miss the softball out there? Wow. So Columbus Isles now in business. Runner at third base, still only one down. That one gets away. And very quickly scampering in is Johnson. They're going to bring the other runner down to third base now.
And just like we talked about for Columbus Isles, the game plan would be to get on the board as early as possible to tie things up, to prevent that mercy rule from happening. And so here we are now at the bottom of the first, and the score tied.
Yes, sir. How about that? It was actually 3-2, still in favor of Columbus Isles, you guys. Exuma, sorry. Exuma still in charge. 3-2. Over Columbus Isles, but Columbus Isles is now back in this ball game, down only one run. And just as I said, that one dribbled to the left side. And is it a foul ball? Yes, it is.
Foul ball.
Well, he put a charge in that one. Just foul. Just foul. No more than a couple of inches.
And if you're...
So flip that scoreboard, guys. It's Exuma 3, Columbus Isles 2.
And if you're Richard Bain, that's not the kind of thing you want happening right now. You've already given up so many pitches during your first appearance on the mound. So
and this time he gets a hold of one. That's going to drop for a base hit all the way to the fence. A run will score, and heading over to second base, and now on his way to third with a stand-up triple.
So he may have taken some steam off it. But
that's why I said sit on the off speed. You know, he's lost confidence in the fastball. So sit on anything that doesn't have any velocity on it. You're sitting on it, looking to put something on it, put a charge in it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Good piece of hitting that time. By Ferguson. Now here's Kenneth Curry as the inning continues now. 3-3 ball game. Inside for a ball. Again, he's got no confidence throwing the strike for it with a fastball. I'm a hitter. I'm just sitting there hoping and waiting and looking for the off speed. Yep. One ball, no strike. There it is. See, there it is. He's going to punch it over to the right side now. This time he gets the catch, but a run scores. He almost looked like he almost overran that one. He's got too much speed. Shaky outfielding right now for Chima Johnson in right field. He's like, man, the ball keeps coming my way. And see Richard Bain shaking his hand like, man, it's going to be a long night. 4-3. Columbus Isles have now come back to take the lead. And they'll take a strike. And this is Rashad Lang now.
That one on the inside. Umpire says nope.
Seventh batter to the plate now for Columbus Isles. Does he hold up? He does not, says the umpire. Call strike. So Lang will dig back in. Catcher setting up on the outside. Does not get the call. Catcher wanted it.
Definitely wanted it.
One of the few times Bain hit a spot, but it was for a ball.
And we've seen a lot of outside calls throughout this day.
Fouls away.
But there has been a changeover in the umpires.
Yeah, there's a new crew.
This is a new crew, and so The strike zone has changed.
Sherman Major behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes. We've seen him do about 4 games already for the day. And that one's driven outside to the right field. It's been a busy night for the right fielder. He's got a long way to run. Lang turning second, headed down to third. They're going to stole him up right there. Lang doesn't have too much speed apparently, and it gets away. But Lang was already trying to catch his breath. Yeah.
I'll say.
He was already trying to catch his breath after running all the way to third base.
So good hit by Krishad Lang in the right side gap. And boy, Chima Johnson is working out there. He is working. I would not want to be in right field. Everything is coming.
Everything's coming his way, and they're gonna get a courtesy runner for Krishad Lang, who was the catcher with 2 outs, and so he's gonna get a much-needed rest. And the manager Greg Gardner comes out to have a word with Richard Bain, who's already got that Space Cadet eye look going in his eyes. He's like, listen, I don't know. I don't want to be out here right now. I told you to start Alcott. See Alcott tell him, say, listen, let the ball go. They're sitting, and again, it's because he's lost confidence
on the fastball.
In his fastball. He's just trying to get it across the plate, and these hitters are too good for that. They're going to jump all over it. Here's Sherrod Johnson. Fastball misses. So he's trying to establish the fastball, but he just can't quite find the release spot to throw it for a strike. And until he does, these hitters are going to sit right on those off-speed pitches. Like I said, you see it took something off, but they were swinging away.
Guiding it into the home.
1-1 now. And quickly this thing is turned around for the Columbus Owls.
And that's what we've been saying all day. Hard to call these games because there's one inning where
every time you think the momentum is going one way, whoops, not so fast.
It swings. And that's what makes for an exciting game. You just never know.
Misses away. Four to 3 is our score. Columbus Owls have played it 4 runs here in this inning. And that one's hit hard
to the right side again.
And foul.
Laced down the right side to Chima
Johnson's
again.
Like, man, listen, can I change spots right about now? The ball keeps finding you. make errors, boy. You see he drops all the way back now to the fence.
Quite a bit of persons out here tonight.
They are all over Richard Bain. Here comes the pitch.
That one.
That time he gets him out in front. Could be trouble, though. The outfielders are playing deep. And the shortstop gets back to make the play. And so finally they get out of the inning, but not before giving up all those runs right back and then one. So 4-3 is our score. That is P.J. Johnson.
He's not happy.
He is not happy. He's not a happy camper.
4 runs scored, and now they will try to make something happen as they head back into the batter's box. We have a hotly contested matchup right here. We'll be back. Marcellus Hall, Ramiko Knowles. Stay tuned.
So we move now to the top of the second inning after a action-filled first. Both teams able to get the offenses going. And now we're seeing if either pitcher can settle down now and make this a tight ball game. Well, it is a tight ball game, but see if they can contain the offenses here. 4-3 score, Columbus Owls. And Zuma scoring with a 2-run shot and then put in another run. Is this the top of the third? I thought it was the top of the second. It's only the top of the second. Yeah, top of the second.
Top of the second.
That was all that action happened in the first, guys.
A long first inning.
Leadoff runner, leadoff batter on base, and becomes a leadoff runner. And that looks like
Chris Roll.
And here comes the man who's had a lot of running to do, Chima Johnson. And there, right field. He's had an adventurous beginning to the ball game in right field for Exuma. So a leadoff walk drawn by Chris Roll, and Cale Carey now will try to see if he can avoid doing what he did in the first inning, which was give up 3 runs. Digging back into the batter's box now.
Chima looking to make them pay for what they did to him in right field.
Yeah, that's the best revenge. You do it with the bat. And instead, he's going to have to jump out of the way of a ball in the dirt.
I think, did it hit him?
Trotting on down to second base.
I don't think it did.
It didn't look like it got him. They're arguing that it did. And I think they're saying, did they give it to him? Because I see Richard Bain walking toward the batter's box here. So, yeah, here he is at first. So that's an easy way to get on. Well, of course, I'm not the one being hit, so I can say that.
So that'll take things to the top.
Top of the order once again, Richard Bain. Shows bunt, puts it down, and it's going to be foul. So Exuma trying to play a little, manufacture some runs here. Play some small ball. Interestingly enough, the runner on first base, Chima Johnson, never moved on the bunt. Maybe he saw it was foul off the bat because the other runner was always on halfway to third. He was still one step away from first. And takes a strike. Boy.
So 2 strikes now.
Quickly, 0-2 here on Bain. You're on first and second, nobody out. Exuma looking to answer. Trailing by 1. And here comes the pitch. Misses high. Good reaction by Rashad Lang to avoid that one getting past him and to the fence. Because right now you still have the double play in order. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bain. Ground ball to third or a shortstop could be a double play. Although Bain does run well.
He's trying to high as well.
You can see Carey trying to muscle up a little bit on those pitches, just kind of guiding them in there. Good backup by the shortstop to avoid the runners advancing on the overthrow to the pitcher. You see Lang coming out to talk to Carey now. Here comes Chicken Aubrey as well. I'll be surprised if Chicken decides he can come in and pitch.
Umpire saying, let's play.
That's enough of that. Yeah, that's enough of that flapping up. Let's go. Two balls, 2 strikes. To Richard Bain.
That one on the inside.
Runners do not try to advance on that one.
Great job by
Lang hustling back there to stop the runners from advancing. Carey drying his hands off. Seems to be having some issues gripping the softball. Here comes the 2-2. Hard hit and foul. That'll send the fans scrambling over there on the third base side.
So Bain looking to make the left fielder pay for what they did to him in right field.
Richard Bain at the plate. Runners on first and second, nobody out as Exuma batting here in the top half of the second inning. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Does not chase it, and he's going to walk on down. So apparently he had 3 and 2, and now they're loaded for Philip Johnson. And waiting in the wings is the guy that started this game off with a big 2-run blast, Sherman Ferguson, and I'm sure Carey's well aware that he's over there.
I would not risk it. I would probably give him the base.
You trade 1 for 4?
I tried 1 for 4. I would certainly do that. Wouldn't risk it. That was a powerful hit down right center field.
Right now he's got to concentrate on getting Johnson out. A strikeout would be good. Or at the very least, you know, a pop-up is going to be hard to double him up. He's very fast, and that's strike 2.
Right.
And Johnson walks off. He's disgusted with that last strike call. And it might have been a little low, but again, it is what the official calls it. If he says it's a strike, then you now as a hitter have to make that adjustment. Nothing in 2. I told you he's quick to temper is Johnson. You saw that when he came in off the field after they gave up those 4 runs. He slammed the glove into the dugout wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A very emotional player. Some would say passionate.
That's one way to put it.
1-2 pitch. Puts it in play. And he bobbles it.
That's an error.
Wow. That should have been
a tailor-made
double play. It would have been tough again with PJ running, but the runner's right there. He just had to tag him.
Yeah, it was.
And I think, I don't know why he was trying to look like he was trying to turn the throw, but the runner was right there, tag him, and a little flip throw to first base. You had 2 outs. And now,
on second base
with the bases loaded, here comes Sherman Ferguson. Carey's looking at him right now. I just plunk him. Just hit him. Sorry, Sherman. Ball low, and he's not going to give him, I think, anything to square up right about now.
He's actually going to throw to him.
Well, he's going to throw to him, but I don't think I would have given him 4. You said just throw it to him, just say, we're putting him on. And I just think he's just going to throw. He's going to try to get him to chase something. I don't think he's going to throw him a strike. Unless he absolutely misses one, I don't see him throwing him a strike here. He's going to get a steady dive. The ball's in the dirt and see if he chases a couple and then maybe look to close him out. But I doubt very much he's going to see anything that he can. Oh, I said too quickly. And see hard hit ball. Third baseman can't feel it. A couple of runs are going to score, at least 3. And you see Pete Johnson running for the plate. And he dropped it. The catcher dropped it. Catcher dropped it. He had it.
Clears the bases.
3-run score on a hard hit ball down the third base line from Sherman Ferguson. He said he makes contact, he hits the ball hard. You gotta make that play though.
That was a definite mistake by Carey. I would not have thrown to him. This guy is too dangerous of a hitter with bases loaded, and now he clears the bases. Any contact from him would not be able, unless it's a pop fly, it would have been hard to catch.
You see Carey right now. He's probably, talking about hindsight being 20/20. He's probably saying the same thing. And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change here. Carey's going to come out of the ball game. And did I not say Chicken Aubrey would take the ball? Did I not say Chicken Aubrey would take the ball? So Chicken Aubrey, don't be surprised if Chicken Aubrey comes in to pitch here. Still believes he's got it. Listen, I know my guy, Chicken Aubrey, boy. He was probably over there. If I know Chicken, he was probably pulling. Yeah, he was waiting. He's like,
see that? He gave up 3 runs.
I got to come in and rescue you. So here comes Chicken Aubrey.
There you go.
The pitch for the Columbus Owls now. Big number 60. I think Chicken might actually be wearing his age.
The 50 or the 67?
The 67. I honestly do. He played with my father. He may be right around this age, right here, 67. I'm gonna have to inquire. Inquiring minds want to know. If anybody knows Chicken Aubrey's age and you're listening to me right now, text me. Send me a WhatsApp. I need to know. So Alfonso Chicken Aubrey will come into the game in relief. And the old saying goes, you are never past it. In this case, it's a literal sense for Chicken Aubrey. Now I'm sending it out there into the atmosphere to try to find out how old Chicken Aubrey is. Somebody answer me real quick. Let me find out. I need to know. That's gonna. You know, it's with that one question you gotta. When you try to find an answer to a question and you can't, you know, it's like that when you try to remember the name of a song and it's right on the tip of your tongue. Well, that's how I feel right now.
Now at the top of the second inning, the score is 6-4 in favor of Exuma after Sherman Ferguson hit a blast to third base to clear the bases.
So Sherman has actually got all the RBIs pretty much in this game. Yeah, he's got of the 5 runs, 6 runs. I think he's got at least 5. Aubrey induces the ground ball and over the first base for the out. Chicken saying this is exactly what I was talking about. I should have started. I second guessed myself. I should have started.
And he's walking biggity around the mound. I love it. I love it.
Oh man. Alcott Forbes stepping in against Aubrey here.
That one back
hard hit up the middle and gets through for a base hit. They're going to try to send a runner and hold him up instead. So Alcott Forbes on base with a single. 7-4 our score in favor of Exuma.
That'll bring up Martin Burrows, who singled his first time at bat.
Alfonso Chicken Aubrey.
That one taken.
And a hard hit ball by Aubrey gets past the left fielder. And holding up at third base is Alcott Forbes. And you know it's going to be a long day. I just heard whether they say come to the buffet. It's a hitter's buffet. A hitter's delight right now with Chicken Aubrey on the mound.
Not happy about that hit just now. The pitch. That one lifted to center field. The throw to home plate. They got the runner on first. Umpire says no.
Rod Knowles now comes up with a hit.
They got him. They got him out on first.
Are you kidding me?
They got him.
And Rod Knowles took a couple of chances on the base, took a wide turn, and ends up getting thrown out.
Courtesy
it wasn't out just now. Rod Knowles
wasn't out just now. Courtesy of Chicken Aubrey throwing it over the first.
Aubrey heads up, throwing behind the runner, gets him out. One gone. And now, big swing. Everybody's swinging for the fences. Currently 9-4 in favor of Exuma. How quickly the tide have turned. But that's the way this game has gone so far. And now Chicken Aubrey skips another one in there.
Well, he's certainly giving them something to hit.
Yeah.
And they are capitalizing on those pitches. He is throwing strikes.
I guarantee you, Chicken could not wait to get into this game. He wants to say, I played in the 6th edition of the Bahamas games. That's a strike. He's got no shortage of fans in the stands, that's for sure. Chicken's been around a long time.
And he's swinging.
Gets him whiffing.
Did he want it to swing at that? I don't. Was he helping the pitcher out? I don't know.
I don't believe what I just saw. That is 3 gone. On the 3rd out, Chicken Aubrey comes in and strikes out the hitter. Exuma, though, has now taken the lead, 9-4. We'll go to the bottom half of the inning.
Still anybody's game at this point. We saw where Richard Bain, the pitcher for Exuma, struggled to throw strikes, and so he's going to head back to the mound, and hopefully he was able to make some changes and get things right for him and his team. He gave up some runs early, and so hopefully that doesn't happen for Exuma again. We'll see what happens as Columbus Isle head back to the mound and back to the batter's box to make some things happen for their team.
Well, we don't have to worry about Richard being on the mound anymore. They've made the change. They're bringing in Alcott Forbes.
Okay, well,
they're not going to leave anything to chance here. They're coming in with Alcott, bringing in the workhorse,
and
bringing in the real pitcher.
The fans are just lining the fences for this game. Not a seat available.
Man, this is a full house here at the Bankers Field. This is like the old Nationals of old.
I was gonna say I missed fast pitch softball. This is what I missed.
The crowds, the atmosphere, good play. This is what it's all about. Let's see now as they get ready to come up for their second at bat. He'll face off against an entirely different pitcher here in Alcott Forbes. One thing you do know is he will be in that strike zone area. Other than Edney the Heat Bethel, probably one of the hardest throwers you have in fast pitch at this point.
At peak, what was it? The mile power?
I think he brings it in there about 80 miles an hour from that distance.
At his peak?
Talking about Alcott? Edney? Oh, Edney, boy. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you a story. I think I still bear the mark. It hit me in the thigh one time. I had a ball-shaped mark on my leg for 3 months.
Wow.
I think my leg died. It had to be resuscitated. Oh, my God.
So Alcott Forbes will step in for Richard Bain, and we'll see what he does. The first throw, wild.
Throw high and wild for a ball. So the Columbus Owls will try to see if they can get something going here after giving up the lead. Drop ball, for a ball, 2-0. So Forbes perhaps did not expect to have to pitch tonight. Now will have to find a strike zone. 2-0. And he's so far not looked very good. 3-0. And quite honestly, I don't know the last time I've seen Alcott pitch. So it could be a lot of rust here. It may take a minute for the muscle memory to get in there.
I'm sure this isn't the last time he's pitched, but the last time I've seen him, I was a kid.
Really?
On the softball park in St. Paul Softball Park in Grand Bahama. That's how I remember the name between him and Edney.
3-1, and he fouls that one away.
And they would only come over to play for certain games, and so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I was a kid.
remember when he was pitching in Grand Bahama. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I was the one that ran and got the home runs.
And strike 3 called. Looked a little low, but the umpire rings him up. And Forbes battles his way back from a 3-0 count to strike out the batter. He said, look, he's like, that thing was low.
You can't believe it.
So here is young Mr. McKinney. As we move now back to the top of the order for Columbus Isles. Missing with the ball down low. And the last hitter that just struck out was like, man, the one that I struck out on was a lot lower than that one. Ball and no strikes to McKinney.
That one.
And boy,
high.
He knows he just missed the pitch. McKinney able to put some wood on it. 1-1. Forbes sweating a lot profusely out there on the mound. 1-1. Strike 3.
Got him on the inside. Did it hit off the bat, or was it an inside pitch?
I think he just called it a strike. Dookie's like, listen, he's calling the inside strike.
It's like, oh man, I can't believe I got
2 questionable strike
that
threes, right. So, but be that as it may, the call is made, and strike 3 is what it takes to get you out. 2 quick strikeouts now for Forbes, facing off against Trey Sweeting, who takes ball 1. So Richard Bain's night was short-lived on the mound. Zuma's manager making the pitching change. That one misses for a ball high. 2-0. Trey Sweeting ahead in the count.
Sweeting got hit by the pitch, his first appearance at the bat. That one is
now
high.
3-0. He's like, put it right there, dude.
Come on. Come on.
So most likely he's taking here 3-0, and we'll see if maybe Alcott just guides one in there to get into the strike column. Does not. Whoa, they call a strike on that one.
That's a strike.
You see Trey look at him? 3-1 now.
That one up the middle.
He was ready for it. It came back in the same exact spot this time. Trey was all over it, and you see the hustle there on second base. No, it says
lunch. It's lunch.
Yeah,
it's lunch.
Oh yeah, buffet. All you can eat.
These guys are having a time out there.
I love it.
Certainly having a time out there.
So that brings up Junel Bain. Good piece of hitting there by Trey Sweeting. That's what you call making the adjustment. The umpire's calling the low strike. He was ready for it. When Forbes went back to it, able to lift it into the outfield for a single. And here's Junel Bain, who struck out his last time up. Boy, Trey Sweeting's getting a running leap off that base pad on the release. He's ready to advance on anything that gets by the catcher.
That one
swings over the top.
Was low on the right side.
It was low, but now the hitters know that that's a strike.
It's a strike.
So you gotta offer at it. There's Trey Sweeting, son of Theodore Sweeting, Secretary General of the Bahamas Baseball Fed. Oh boy, that one's hit hard, but it's going to get out of play for a foul ball.
You know, and I had the opportunity to see Junel Bain play baseball.
Really?
The kid can hit. This is a pretty good batter. Played for Columbus Isle baseball team and bat cleanup.
Okay,
so
he's batting third here tonight, so that's usually where you put your best contact hitter. in that third spot.
Also a great first baseman. He played first base. That one
and takes another strike down low. Throw down to third base, not necessary because he strikes him out. And Trey Sweeting can't believe that was a call. Trey Sweeting's like, what, really? And Junel's letting the umpire know all about it right about now.
Alcott Forbes retiring the side with a strikeout, and they will head back.
But how do you hit that pitch, though, if the umpire's going to give him that? I mean, other than with the exception of Trey, who was able to get his bat underneath it, but that's going to make life very difficult here.
Absolutely. Score 9-4 in favor of Exuma.
And the first one out of the dugout, Chicken Aubrey. Oldest man in there. He's the first one out.
Ready.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Of course, it helps if I am the coach. I can put myself in. and I just got Chicken's about 65 years old. I told you he's probably wearing his age. See, it's wearing 67.
So 65 and playing in the 6th edition of the Bahamas games. Amazing. So he would have been able to play in at least 3 games, 4 of those games.
He may have played in all of them. He may be making history right now. He played in all 6 editions of the Bahamas games.
Any player that
trivia question of the day.
Definitely. Let us know. Is
anybody around that played in the first Bahamas games? Did Chicken Aubrey play?
That's right. The record is on the way for your car.
Exuma will now come to the batter's box. This will be number 2.
So they're gonna. Did they go to the bench?
Seems.
Looks as if they might have gone to their bench now. With a pinch hitter coming to the plate. They have to force me to go back into my my lineup sheet here and see who the pinch hitter is. So this might be Tyrone McKenzie.
4-9.
Maybe not, though. They got a couple of subs here, but they don't have numbers listed, so it's difficult for me to tell who this is. But whoever it is, he just got a hit. Or did he not? No, it was a catch. Catch in the right field. They did get a nice piece of contact with the right fielder right there to make the play.
Colbert Evans out there making the play.
Son of Colbert Buster Evans.
Columbus Isle, a good friend of mine. Moved to Nassau some time ago and never saw him again.
Richard Bay now.
Center field now.
Flies out to the center field for the second out.
So this looks like it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning.
It's not been a good night for Richard Bay.
That's the game.
Right, some nights it's your evening, some nights it's not. And here comes Philip Johnson. And I tell you what, the last thing Chicken Aubrey wants to see right now with 2 outs is Sherman Ferguson come to the plate. He's waiting on deck.
Good.
That's a beautiful off-speed pitch. Johnson's like, you gonna throw me that? Really? I know he won't throw it to. I don't think he throws that to Sherman Ferguson.
I would not throw to him. I would just give him the bat.
Yeah, just concede the base. Especially, and that's a base hit for PJ, who's going to take second. I can guarantee it. He's got speed. He's taking off. He's thinking 2 out of the batter's box. Now he's going to head to third. And he will be safe. Chicken Aubrey's calling the play. He says, I got him. Chicken, you should have hit him off the base like the lady for Andros. Just knock him off the base pads.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. So we will face Sherman Ferguson. Oh, there, look, see, Chicken is wise. He said, go to first base.
There you go. Listen, I am with
That's it. Don't even bring your bat to the plate. I am too old a cat to get tricked by a kitten right now. You can have your space. You can have first base. Let me take on.
I don't blame him.
Let me take on the next batter. I'll face Michael Ingram. Chicken, I didn't get to be this age by doing dumb things. I'm not gonna see you swing again. Catcher tried to hold it there, but wasn't biting. Nothing in two.
Good call. 2 outs, so that one lifted high.
And a pop up to the infield. Shortstop drifting back to make the catch, and so the intentional walk pays off. And I would guarantee you now that the rest of this ball game, that's going to be the formula.
We now head to the top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth inning now.
Fourth inning. And this game is moving right along.
Somebody just asked me. And that is so. It is now confirmed. Aaron Adley, thank you very much.
Trivia question.
He has played. Yes, he has played in all the Bahamas games. 20 years between the last one and the current one, but he's played in every edition of these Bahamas games. So Chicken Aubrey, yes.
Oh.
Chicken Aubrey has played in every Bahamas games there has been. So that's probably why he was ready to get in this ball game. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna make history. I'll be the only player that played in all 6 editions."
Should have a plaque of him somewhere.
Yeah, there should be a longevity plaque somewhere. Chicken has coached me in softball, baseball, and basketball at some point. Played alongside my dad in baseball, so yeah, he's been around a long time.
Schedule is showing 2 more games for tonight. You have the women and
There's
men's.
a ladies game and then a men's game, right?
So yeah. Game. So New Providence will take on Eleuthera in the women and men's fast pitch. And those games will be played or are expected to be played following this game.
Late evening here at the Bankers Field.
As we said earlier, softball was a sport that ran you up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, sure thing. All those games back in the Nationals back in the day, you would play until the games ended. And there were many nights they would run late. And so
did they go to 9?
They would go 7 back in the day. So say back in the day. Wow, that says a lot. But yeah, here we go now. Columbus Owls. And this looks like the catcher, Rashad Lang, at the plate. Takes the ball. And this is actually the first baseman for the Columbus Owls. This is Chris McPhee. They call him rookie. I don't understand. He's been in the league about 10 years now, so I don't know why they still call him the rookie. One of those nicknames that stuck. So I think we're in the, I'll confirm the inning in just a moment. And McPhee with a little half-hearted swing. So we were in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Columbus Owls on the bad end of the score. See some folks fanning themselves in the stands. Despite dark fall, it is still a little humid out here. Missing away. And Alcott Force wanted that call, but that looked to be well off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Bottom 3rd inning. That one skips past the catcher. 3-2. 9-4 is our score. Bottom of the 3rd. And it's a good look at Alcott Forbes. Here's the delivery. And he does not chase the high fastball. It's going to be ball 4. So they get the leadoff runner on. Good at bat there from the first baseman, Chris McPhee, and that's going to bring up Jolie Ferguson. Who is playing 3rd base tonight for these Columbus Owl squad.
I tell you, Alcott looks tired.
Yeah, he doesn't look to be. He's laboring a bit. He says, you can see, he's saying something to somebody right now that he's not too happy. And like I said, I don't think he anticipated having to get on the mound tonight. Yeah, he looks to be, you can see, it almost looks like he's in pain a little bit.
Yeah. That one is low.
And the runner will advance down to 2nd base on the pass ball. It almost looked like he swung at that one. And I think that might be what Alcott's asking. Did he go? He's barking at somebody. Yeah, he's saying, did he swing? He wants to know. Was that a strike?
Talking to the 2nd baseman, 2nd base runner.
A little bit of laughter going on. So I don't know if they gave that a strike there. Boy, that one's hit to the center field area and out for the catch. The throw is going to be down to 3rd base and not in time.
Philip Johnson out there making the catch for Exuma.
Cut off by the shortstop.
This guy on base has some wheels.
Yeah, Richard Bay. That ball wasn't hit too deep, but he still took off. Showing some confidence in your speed.
Zooming out.
So 1 gone.
2. Here at the bottom of the 3rd.
With a runner at 3rd, yes sir.
9-4 your score. Favor of Exuma. So they're still leading things.
High fastball, ball 1. Now this is Kenneth Curry, the DP, at the plate. Skips a pass, but not far enough. Good break there for Exuma. That ball didn't go any further than it did because he was ready to come running home, that's for sure.
He's still trying to catch his breath.
Well, Alcott's doing a lot of chirping out there. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's doing a lot of talking.
He's trying to get some calls and some plays and
So, with 1 gone, the runner at 3rd base. Columbus Owls trying to creep their way back into this ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd. Another one gets away with the catcher able to keep it in front. And I think Forbes wants to change the ball here. Doesn't like how that one feels. Can't seem to get a grip on it. He walks. I've never seen that. He walked all the way down to the umpire.
think he's
he doesn't like any of the balls. I don't like that one either. Change them all, Blue. That's what he's.
That's what he was saying. All of the balls.
Yeah, these all suck. Get some good balls in here. So we'll see if that makes a difference. They get him a whole bunch of new softballs in the game. And apparently not. That's ball 4. So here comes the catcher who had a double his last time up, Rashad Lang. And Lang swings at the first pitch he sees. And
did he catch it?
No, it's going to be foul.
Of course, that's Chima Johnson out there running to the fences.
To say Chima Johnson's had a night of it. He's had a lot of action. Oh, then right boy, and Alcott's still complaining about that softball. He's talking to it even. He's having a lot of discussions out there with anybody that wants to listen. Missing with the ball.
Wow, well, they're all playing with the same softball.
Yeah, we've seen. Yeah, so you got to adjust. Nobody's doing anything different. They're not gonna. Hard hit, and again foul. Boy, he is getting some good cuts. Rashad Lang. That one came firing off the bat. First base coach better watch out. Not your typical Alcott Forbes outing. Normally very hard to hit. And again, hard hit. Third baseman makes the play. I think they doubled him up. They do.
Richard Bain hit the nagging catch, tagging the runner before he gets back to the bag for a double play.
And that was a pure reflex.
It was too quick for the eyes.
Yeah, too quick for the eyes to follow. Is that the ball game? I think that is indeed the ball game.
Perhaps
Exuma, time runs out. Exuma gets the win here.
9-4.
What a good ball game here.
Final score.
And it ends in dramatic fashion. A double play on a hard line drive to third baseman Richard Bain, who started out this game as the pitcher, moved over to third base, and now makes the play to end the game. So we'll grab an interview in a few short moments. I'm being told that we'll be able to talk to somebody from this one. Has a good look at number 67, Alfonso Chicken Aubrey, wearing his age in more ways than one. 9-4 your final. Exuma beats the Columbus Owls here in men's softball. The park is rocking here at Bankers Field. They're being rewarded with some good softball action. A lot of fans making their way here to the field tonight. See a lot of faces I haven't seen in a long time, but they're all softball fans here enjoying the action. And there's been some good ones here tonight and throughout the course of this day. So we'll wait now for Romiko to get set up before we swing it down to the field. aftermath now. The field is quiet. So I think we're going to have Rumiko joining us in a few short seconds. I think as one of the coaches for Exuma. That looked like Kelson Morley on my screen there. So we'll wait to see what happens there. Let's swing on down to Rumiko now with Kelson Morley. Rumiko?
Yes, Marcellus, I'm standing by with the head coach for Exuma, Kelson Morley. You guys came up with the win, the 9-4 win over the Columbus Owls. Had some pitching troubles, but you still came up with the win. Talk to me about it.
Well, we had a long night last night. So today we had to just put together a good pitching duel between Mr. Bain, who started out with, but we take a little while, he struggled to, and we had a backup with Alcord. But I think right now we're back on track, and we're going to do what we come here to do.
I watched Alcord as he was pitching. He seemed to get fatigued later on in the inning. Would that be a problem for you as these games continue, now that he's already exposed his arm?
Well, I think right now he's ready to go. He's ready to go. It takes a little while, you know. He's been playing softball for so long. But, hey, one win at a time, one win at a time.
1 minute at a time. There you have it, the 9-4 win over Columbus Owl. That was Exuma. Congratulations on the win. We have another game coming up. Of course, it's going to be New Providence women against, I believe they're playing, looks like Eleuthera. And so that's going to be an exciting matchup. This stadium is packed, and so we're going to be here for that action. Back to you, Marcellus.
All right, thanks, Rumiko. And indeed, as you see, the dugouts now start to refill with a new set of players. That looks to be the young man from Eleuthera getting ready to play next, although I see the New Providence ladies making their way into the dugout. So it looks like we have a ladies game coming up. That's Sari Albury. So let's take a quick break. We'll swing it back to the station right now, and we'll return with more action here at the Bankers Field. And we are once again here at the Bankers Field, just underway. Top of the first inning, 2 gone for New Providence as they square off against the Lutheran team here.
And this is the feature game of the night for the women's.
The Adventurers up against the Buccaneers of New Providence as Sari Aubrey, who was fresh off of winning a silver medal for the New Providence volleyball team, now makes a transition to come play softball here. Gets a word of advice from Dad, the third base coach, Shane Aubrey. So again, as we mentioned, 2 gone here in the top of the first inning as Aubrey draws the walk. So Sari Aubrey drawing the walk, and that gives New Providence their first base runner here. And here is Jenna Malone. Malone will play center field tonight for this New Providence squad. And she swings at the first pitch she sees. And that gets through for a base hit. Aubrey is going to hold up at second. That one punched through the left side of the infield and into left field for a single. And now little sister Sky Aubrey will come to the plate. Little being operative. You can see she's going to get hit by the pitch.
These are the mistakes and the things that
you got the first 2 outs, and then now a single and 2 walks. Loads him up. And here is Nikisha Saunders coming to the plate now. The pitcher for Luther tonight is Delana Simonet. Luther with some veterans out there. I like the blonde mohawk thing going on. It's different.
Definitely works with the uniform.
Yeah. It was Squibber over the second base. Melinda Bastian is going to touch second base to record the out. And that's going to be all she wrote. They get them loaded, but they leave them all stranded. And we'll move to the bottom of the first inning. And we welcome our viewers live here to the Bankers Field as we are moving to the bottom of the first inning in this matchup between New Providence and Eleuthera. No score yet in this one. New Providence did get the bases loaded, but
they
couldn't get anything across.
For most of the women game that we've seen today, they didn't go the full stretch of 5 innings. They were out getting the mercy rule, and so it'll be interesting to see what this one is like. These are pretty good teams here. New Providence getting the home advantage. Most of the persons I understand here tonight came out to watch this game, and of course the men's game of tonight, the New Providence men's versus the Luther men's. So that game coming up next.
You can see it is standing room only here at the ballpark. Quickly breaking down the defensive setup for New Providence. Look at Ramona Hanna, who is on the mound here. Behind the plate, Aaliyah Ferguson. Over at first base, Sky Aubrey. At second for New Providence is Nikisha Saunders. Playing third base, Sari Aubrey. Shortstop is Shante Curtis. Over in left field, Bria Hamilton. Jenna Malone in center, and in right field, Travis Smith. And leading things off for Luther when they come to the plate will be Sydney Hillary. And my guess is she's the daughter of Sydney Hillary. I don't know. Sydney Hillary sounds kind of close. Tilshan Larry will bat second, and that's LaShanta Carey batting in the third spot. Melinda Bastian bats cleanup this evening for Luther. So they'll get their first look in just a few short moments. Ramona Hanna throws strikes. She's going to be right around the plate. So you'll get pitches to hit. throwing for the University of the Bahamas. The last time the New Providence Softball Association was played. So let's see what Ramona can do here. She'll face off against the first hitter of the night for Eleuthera, Sydney Hillary. And that's a strike. Like I said, she will throw strikes. It's just what you do with them. Pretty good control as a pitcher. 1-1.
Ready?
It has been a day full of softball activities here. A lot of games being played.
A lot of games being played. And we were pretty much here from 8 o'clock this morning.
Yes, sir. It's been a long day
games
at the ballpark. We did take about an hour break for the news, but
watched a whole lot of softball.
Yes, sir. Had our fill. A veritable cornucopia of softball activities. So after getting ahead with one strike, it has been the announcer's jinx in place apparently for Ramona Hanna. I said she throws a lot of strikes, but she's having some difficulty here finding the plate again. And as I said, she misses once more inside and issues the walk. And they're going to take off a second. Good heads-up base running.
Great heads-up base running there.
Look at that. And she said, "Okay, y'all keep talking. and nobody paying attention to me. I'm gonna just trot on down here to second."
Good.
So a walk turns into a two-bagger for Hillary, and here is Leary now at the plate. Tilshawn Leary playing center field for Eleuthera this evening. Ahead in the count, a ball and no strikes here. Fouls with one away, 1-1. And it's been a long day for the umpires as well. Battling through from start to finish, a lot of them. Sherman Major and Wayne Baston and others who have toiled through the entire course of the day, calling game after game. No easy task. Meanwhile, for Larry, it is a ball and two strikes with Hillary sitting there at second base. Luther trying to break through here in the bottom of the first. And she fouls it straight back. Keep alive. I love the catcher's glove there. It looks about as big as her body, though. That's a big glove.
White one, making sure you know that you can see.
Yeah, you will definitely say you did not see. You can't say you didn't see the target, that's for sure. That glove.
Absolutely.
Ball and two strikes. Here's the pitch. And she misses with it. Runner's going to head on down to third. And he'll swipe the tag, and she missed her. She got right around the tag. She missed her, though. She swung the tag, but she got around it. But she's not scared to run, that's for sure.
Absolutely. She's now on third in scoring position, and like we said, it's those teams that get out early and get those points on the board that comes out with the win.
Put the pressure on, yeah.
That's a hit down the right side.
That's going to be a base hit into right field. Runner scores.
I like the way the right fielder was playing shallow.
Yeah, I was about to mention
get the one hopper.
Yeah. Keep it to just a one bounce play. Almost had a play on it.
Absolutely.
So that brings up Lashanta Carey now as Eleuthera strikes first. Still nobody gone. A strike. Lashanta Carey batting now for Eleuthera. In there, strike two.
She says yes.
All right, I'll take that.
Looks over to the third base coach.
Probably said, swing your back, girl. You out there to look pretty. 0-2. Takes the ball. So she's seeing it. Able to lay off. Runner remains over there at first base. That's Tilshawn Leary. Unlike Hillary, who took takes strike 3 right down the heart of the plate. Nothing you can say about that.
Looking,
yeah,
it was a beautiful pitch right down the heart of the plate. I think it's just second nature to just want to look back and make what that was. You can't get it better than that.
Yeah, I don't understand what she would have been looking for in that situation. That's right down Broadway. You gotta offer it at least. So that brings up Melinda Bastian, and she takes a strike. Now this is one of those hitters the outfield may have to play a little bit deeper. Bastian's strong. She is a free swinger. You can get her to chase some pitches. Like I said, 2 strikes to Melinda Bastian. Good bad ball hitter, though.
Swing pretty hard.
She's the mother of the young lady we saw play earlier, Mama.
Okay. That one's high on the outside.
Crowd was looking for a strikeout there. Obviously, Eleuthera fans. That ball well off the plate. So obviously, I should say Buccaneers fans. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hard hit off the foot of the pitcher and into the outfield. Like I said, she hits the ball hard.
And that came right off the
leg.
Off
the heel of Ramona. They'll probably have to check her to make sure she's okay. But Bastian, that'll count as a hit. And she's like, I'm okay, but I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Darren Stevens is the manager. He's having himself a good chuckle off of that. So Ramona now has given up a couple of hits. Runners on first and second with 1 away. And here is Phelan Bethel.
Good pitch on the corner.
Right there on the outside corner for to get ahead of the batter here. 0-1. 0-1 pitch. And this time, trying to come inside, missing for a ball. Count runs 1-1 now to Bethel. Phelan looking for something she can drive. Bethel, the catcher, fouls it away to the right side.
She was a little late on that swing.
So now the count runs 1-2 here to Phelan Bethel. Runners are on first and second. Leary has not even attempted to even think about stealing a base, unlike Hillary, who we saw take off at every opportunity. Down low. Count 2-2 here. Yes, indeed. Phelan Bethel. P-H-I-L-A-N Bethel. You can spell that with 1 L or 2. I'm not sure which one it is. But she fouls it back. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you're the driver of a black Chevy Equinox, license plate number SN2905. The record now has your car in the air.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Phelan Bethel.
It's a serious thing. You're trying to save somebody $150 here.
Ball down to the second baseman. He's going to touch over at second for the second out. He'll take the easy force.
The runner will move over to third base and get in scoring position for Eleuthera, and it'll be pretty good for them if they're able to get 2 runs out of this bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, with 2 gone, it's going to take a hit. Linda Bastian forced out at the base. I think Leary's unsure. She may be new to the game. She's asking a lot of questions. With 2 outs now, they're going to bring in the runner for the catcher so she can go in and get dressed. And that'll be Bastian, who was just forced out at second. They always use the last out. In there for a strike. I see some of our media cohorts. Sheldon Longley of the Nassau Guardian making an appearance here at softball tonight. Nothing in 1. Missing away. Ball 1 here. 1-1 here. Is the count. For Colleen Sands, the right fielder. Colleen Sands facing off against Ramona Hanna.
Swing and a miss.
Swings right through that one for a second strike. So the count 1-2. Ramona with a little smirk on the face, perhaps sensing that a good pitch here should get her out of trouble. 1-2 pitch and gets her swinging. So down she goes, and that'll end the first inning. Eleuthera, though, does play the run. And now they have a lead. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. Softball action continues in just a few moments. And we welcome you back as we head to the top of the second inning. Eleuthera versus New Providence. 1-0 score with the Eleutheran team holding on to that 1-run lead. Second time through, at least facing the pitcher here for New Providence. That's Delana Simonet on the mound for Eleuthera. And, I got to tip my cap here. We had one of the officials, we talked about Chicken Aubrey this being his 6th Bahamas games, and that's going to be hit by pitch there as they run ahead on down to first base. But Chick and Aubrey haven't played in 6 Bahamas games. There was a gentleman in here, one of the officials, Shervin Major, who was actually officiated in 3 different events here at these games. He's umpire here at softball. He was one of the officials for volleyball, and also is one of the referees for basketball. So that's 3 different events here that he's officiated in, and that to me tips my cap. I got to say, that's a lot of effort. You got to love it.
Certainly is.
And heading down to second base. And at the plate now, facing off against Simonette. And driving it to the shortstop. And right through the shortstop, apparently.
And there wasn't
and that could be,
on that play.
Will they call obstruction here? And I think they may get it for obstruction, and they do. That's going to be interference.
That's an out.
That's interference called on the runner. You got to give the fielder the opportunity to field the ball. It means sometimes you may have to stop or go around, but that is the rule. You got to allow the fielder the opportunity to come to the ball. And hence she is out. So that's an out, and the runner had to head on back to first base.
So that prevents a runner in scoring position for New Providence. And at the top of the second inning, Eleuthero 1-0.
Here's Shante Curtis. Ball goes behind her. New Providence has Ramona Hanna batting for herself in this one. And as you saw, she can handle the bat pretty well. New Providence looking to tie this game up at the very least. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and that's a ball. Hannah's not going to win any speed contests over there at first base. She's not going to take off. It's going to be it's going to have to be a pass ball where she can go down uncontested. She's not going to steal a base. And that's ball 4. So some issues finding the strike zone now for Simonette. They're on first and second with 1 out.
So New Providence with an opportunity here. A big opportunity with no outs.
Actually, there's one away. Remember, Ferguson called on the interference. That one's going to ride the line and foul. Did she touch it on the line? I think she touched it on the line. That's going to be a fair. That's going to be fair.
Well,
she touched it right on the line. And I was thinking, and now they'll change it to a foul ball.
Going back. And that got the stadium
That's
in
a
an
good
uproar.
break. Yeah, the stadium saying, man, that should have been a fair ball. She did. You got to wait for it to clear the line. Lucky break there for Eleuthero. Simonette will dig back in. Lets this one go for a ball. 1 out for New Providence after Aaliyah Ferguson called out for interference. Runners remain on first and second here. And Hannah took a pretty hefty lead there off of second base. Third baseman's playing up for the bunt there, so Hannah may feel that she can get there before she can get back. This will be the shortstop's job to get there if she does try to take off. That one's hit to the outfield. The outfielders are playing shallow, well over the head there. That's going to at least clear the bases here. 1 runs in. Here comes Hannah. And right on her heels. Boy, that's some good wheels. I mean, she almost ran down the 2 runners in front of her and inside the park home run. My goodness.
And
didn't
even
see
the
that
third
coming.
base coach was telling her, hey, slow down, slow up.
She's like, no way, coach, I got this. Travia Smith puts a charge into one and clears the bases. An inside the park home run. She doesn't look like she's got that strength, but
she doesn't.
Yeah, she put a charge into it. And here's Nabria Hamilton. Shows butt, puts it down. Right there at the feet of the catcher and foul.
Was almost a good bunt down the line.
And that'll force the corner infielders to have to play in a little bit.
I think they underestimated Trevia because of her size. And
and
just put it out there.
Yeah, infield, the outfielders were playing right there in shallow center. You can still see them playing a little bit shallow now. Took a big whack at it and comes up with nothing for a second strike.
Nothing like that sound from the audience when you swing and miss. Whew.
Yeah. It's like when they watch a basketball game, you know, they dunk it, everybody, somehow everybody says, boo.
Yeah.
I think that's a Bahamian thing. I've never had that happen anywhere else. 1-1. To Nabria Hamilton. Sari Aubrey waiting on Doc. Hard hit down to the first baseman. Should be an easy play, and it is. So the grounder to the first baseman records the second out. And in comes Sari Aubrey. Sari Aubrey, who we just saw playing volleyball earlier this week, now here shifting over to play some softball alongside her little sister Sky Aubrey. Facing off against Simonet on the mound for Eleuthera. And that's going to be called a strike. That's a tough strike to take if you're Sari Aubrey, because catcher didn't even catch it. Little off the plate, maybe.
That one lifted.
Tattooed
to the left
over
side,
the head of the left fielder
who
was playing deep. But Sari Aubrey's got some strength, as you just saw. She's going to take off for third, and they're going to wave her home here. Another inside the park home run for New Providence.
And she got all of that pitch and just lifted it over the left fielder's head.
And this is Belinda Bastian said, I just told you to play deep. Melinda's very familiar with these hitters. She faces a lot of them in the New Providence Softball Association. And yes, there are a few of them that can hit the ball pretty well. Here is Shanna Malone, who had a hit the last time up. I would imagine now that the outfield is for Eleuthera will drop back a few paces.
Probably to the fence now.
Yeah, they'll over adjust.
The score now 5-1 in favor of New Providence here in the top of the second. Eleuthera playing for one.
And this is where we've seen a lot of damage being done with 2 outs in this tournament so far.
Absolutely.
Malone drops it down. Simonet fires over the first base, and
I just had a feeling she would blow the catch on that one to get the runner on first. And we've seen so much of those blown first throws showing up.
Yeah, and that was a good throw.
Yeah.
The ones that are in the dirt and stuff like that, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but that was right at her, and she somehow couldn't quite come up with the catch.
But so much of that has been happening, especially with the 2 outs. And when you could retire
those extra at-bats will hurt you every single time.
Every time.
And here is Sky Aubrey. And she gets hit for the second time. Oh, did it hit her? I think it did.
So Eleuthera letting this one get away from them. Let it count 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes.
So it did not hit her, but the ball does get away from the catcher. Malone now over to third base.
That was quick.
And you know, timeout called. I was going to say, you may want to have a word with your pitcher here. This thing's starting to get away. Melinda Bastian may have to come in and pitch here at some point. I think that's what the manager may be saying. Just give me 1 out, guys. Come on. We just need 1 here. So Sky Aubrey up on the count here, 2-0. Now 3-0. And you hear the chants coming from the New Providence dugout. They're in good spirits now. They got a little something going. And that's ball 4. Runner's going to scamper on home. Jenna Malone advancing on the pass ball, make it 6-1.
So we're on the verge of another Mercy Rule game. Here at the top of the second.
Are you calling this one? Are you calling it? Shooting a shot?
Yeah.
Sky Aubrey over there at second. And swinging out the first pitch she sees, fouling it back. Is Nikisha Saunders. Two outs, and swinging right through it again for the second strike. Hit the one in the middle. That's the chant. They're right there. But I'll tell you what, Eleuthera will certainly love to have a strikeout here and avoid giving up any more runs. And she'll hit her instead.
The pitch and
made no effort to get out of the way with 2 strikes on her. She's like, I'm going to take this walk.
I think the pitcher
not throwing too hard, so you can take that one. It's not going to leave a mark.
Absolutely. So the brushed on the skin.
Piece of paper. Somebody threw a piece of paper at me. And here is Aaliyah Ferguson. And they're going to come out and make a pitching change here. Second trip to the mound for the manager, so they got to make a pitching change here. Who they go with is still in question, but they will definitely change things around. So we'll wait to see what the new pitcher, or who the new pitcher will be. There is Phelan, the catcher for this Eleuthera team.
And this is certainly not the way that they wanted this game to go.
Yeah, they really weren't looking for it to be this type of situation here. Certainly didn't anticipate a pitching change in the second inning. But that's what the adjustments are, right? That's how the game ebbs and flows.
Absolutely.
Unplanned events. 6-1 is our score. And coming into the game to pitch for this Eleuthera team is number 6, And they don't put subs. They don't put the numbers for the subs on here apparently. But
so we're just gonna have to.
You're just gonna have to guess. Yeah, we'll wing it. New pitcher. That's what I'll call it.
New pitcher.
6-1 is our score. And Luther trying to get out of this thing without giving up any more runs here.
And all of it with those 2 outs. And this is where
that's been the story
so
of this tournament so far. We've seen a lot of that.
But it isn't that much out of reach yet. We've also seen some things
true.
happen.
Leads have a habit of disappearing.
And it all will come down to New Providence's defense, which is pretty solid. So.
It has been solid, yeah. And a little squibber, and that's going to allow the runners to go down to another base. Sky Aubrey was taking off. As soon as she saw that thing hit the ground, she was gone. And then he saw the runner at first base. Once she vacated, took off for us as well. A fresh face on the mound, and
that's
same results.
Hit by pitch.
I think that's the second time she's been hit. Catcher for New Providence. Taking one off the shoulder. That's Aaliyah Ferguson.
Struggling. Scoring 1 run in the first, and here at the top of the second, just struggling.
The wheels have come off. And she's going to come down and have a word with her catcher. Ramona Hanna will bat next for the Buccaneers.
Do you think there's actually persons out there that read lips? You see a lot of the players, while it is routine for them to just go put the glove over their mouth, but do you think there's actually persons out there
that are just sitting there and watching and reading the lips? Well, maybe they're, because I see in Major League Baseball, like you say, the players always put the glove over their face. Hanna, hard hit ball down the line. That's going to be in for a base hit. 1 runs in, 2 runs in. Here comes the 3rd run. Boy, they got some speed on these base paths. These kids get around the plate, get around the bases in a hurry.
That's 9 now, and so, yeah.
I'm impressed by the speed of number 1 there for New Providence. That's in the Bria Hamilton. That's the second time I've seen her get around the base paths in the blink of an eye. 9-1 now the score, top of the second inning, and it just continues. As a big swing and a miss.
New Providence seems to have a fairly young team, just looking at.
They do. A lot of these kids play for the University of the Bahamas.
There you go.
Now getting an opportunity to play on the big stage.
Mingos.
Yeah. And they're coached by Shane Aubrey in the night league, and so they have been putting in a lot of work. I can't even see her number. She's that ponytail is covering everything
down there.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna play in style.
Yes, indeed.
That one hard hit high left side.
Oh, this is the young lady that hit the surprise everybody, hit the home run last time.
You don't want her to turn on your pitch. Where is the left fielder playing? She's still pretty shallow in left field.
Shanta Curtis putting a charge into one.
If she can get it between the left and center field gap, that's pretty much an inside the park.
And instead, she's going to skip it right on in there. Hannah's going to jog on over to third. Two and two to count to Shanta Curtis. Top of the second inning. And just does stay alive, fouls it back and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shanta Curtis at the plate. 9-1 game in favor of New Providence Buccaneers. Luther did score the first run in the ball game, but since then, it has been all New Providence.
That one.
Hard hit, and just
She's
fouled.
Staying alive at the plate.
Well, I like her swing, though. She's
ripping.
Generates a lot of torque. Yeah,
rip.
Don't be fooled by the diminutive size. She's got some good whip in that bat. Batting at the bottom of the order, but not because she doesn't have the pop to the bat, that's for sure. And up high for a ball. That'll run the count full. 3-2, the top of the order. Due up. Here's your 3-2 delivery. And that'll be ball 4. So they'll be on the corners now with 2 outs, and the inning continues for New Providence. Luther
they
just
may
trying
end
to,
this one early.
Yeah, that's the way it's shaping up. Well, there's still a lot of time on the clock, but yeah, I start to believe that you may be right about this being a mercy rule affair. What in the world was that? She swung at the first. She was thinking first pitch swing, and
wants to help Luther out a little bit.
Maybe she likes to play defense. That's surprising. I mean, pitcher's struggling to throw strikes, and you come up there swinging it away, and add a ball in the dirt, no less. Now shows bunt and puts it down. Throw to first base, offline. 1 run is scored. Here comes the second. Shane Aubrey still waving.
And
he's really waving.
And that
Are you kidding me? A bunt home run.
We've seen it all.
I have definitely seen it all here tonight. On this day, mark it on your calendar. What is it? July the 12th, 2023. I declare I have seen everything that I could possibly see in softball, and we still have time. So, oh wow. I can honestly say a bunt turning into a 3-run home run is not high on my list. And it's of things that I have witnessed. And the Luthera's fans have gotten very quiet here tonight after being very vocal with the 1-0 lead. It has turned around big time. And they have gone around the clock. As batting again is Nabria Hamilton, up for a second time in this inning. Tries to
just get a
slap hit. And New Providence not easing up. They're not letting up at all. They're continuing to try and.
I haven't seen one of those. I've seen the bunts. I haven't seen one of those.
Yeah, flat out just trying to slap it. You're right. That could be something new tonight.
Had one ripped.
And Fred, she slaps it to the other side and foul.
So New Providence has a pretty good hitting squad. They're going to be the team to beat based on what I've seen throughout the women's play today.
In this ladies bracket?
Yeah.
Right, we've seen just about everybody. They have indeed seem to have the capacity to put some runs up. Them and Grand Bahama, I think we'll be seeing them go head to head at some point.
That's the prediction?
Yeah, I'll go on a limb and say
New Providence and Grand Bahama
playing in the gold medal round. I stand to be corrected, but I highly doubt it. Just based on what we've seen here through these first 2 days of competition. On the men's side, it's still pretty much wide open. Yeah. There's about 3 or 4 teams that can make some noise. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
And again, all of these runs scored when Luther is only playing for 1.
Yeah, they've been trying to get this 1 out for a while, and we've seen that a lot today, where teams have gotten the 2 outs and just been unable to get it done before things went awry. Slapper, they're not going to get her. That's not happening. She's safe.
Way past
yeah, she's got some good wheels. So Nabria Hamilton on board with an infield single, utilizing the speed. And that brings up Sari Aubrey, who has an inside the Parker in the top of it already to her credit in this very same inning. This is her second time through. This time the outfield is dropping off a little bit deeper. And another hard hit ball. Drops in for a base hit. And the outfielder doesn't have quite as far to run this time, but a run does score.
She was playing deep, so maybe
and
she
Aubrey
gets over to second or third
will stop
on that
at
one.
third, I think, with a triple. There she is. So Sari Aubrey wasting no time, driving another one deep, and it's now 13-1 here. Now, is there a 15-run mercy rule after 2? I think there is. We may get to that before we get to the end of the third. Jenna Malone back.
13-1. Draw for the second.
And Jenna Malone will make her way back again for her second at bat. She's batted 3 times here, and we're still just in the second inning.
You got 27 minutes left. 20 seconds.
And there's still a lot of time on that clock.
A lot of time on this clock, which means New Providence.
So the punishment will continue if you're Lutheran. Yeah, I don't think you can call a 27-minute timeout, ladies.
Coming up next, we have the Lutheran men take on New Providence men.
I mean, when you're down by 12, what do you do at this point?
Yeah, what's the strategy here?
Strategy.
Yeah, what is their conference? And that's ball. Aubrey does not try to score on that one. No need to here at this stage. And you can see the Lutherans have their pace has changed quite a bit now. There's not a lot of quick movements out there. Everybody's moving around a whole lot slower when you're down 12 runs.
I think they know this is
it's just pretty much just go through the motions. High for a ball.
Let's practice on what we need to work on for the next game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let's get some reps in. 2 out still. And here is the pitch. Hit hard to the left side, and Belinda Bastian says she's not leaving it to chance. She came across the diamond from second base to make the catch at shortstop.
And I don't blame her.
Yeah, she said, listen, I need to get off this field. But a whole bunch of runs come across the plate for New Providence. 13 to be exact, and it's now a 13-1 score in favor of the Buccaneers. We'll move to the top of the third. And it is all New Providence at this point of the ball game. Well, actually, this is actually the bottom of the second. That's how long. You know what? I got confused. I was thinking, it's been so long. I was like, wait, no, Luther's the home team, so they'll bat here in the bottom of the second. That was a long time to be on the field.
And New Providence has been able to get their backs around in the top of the second to bring in those runs. And pretty much leaving a Luther hopeless.
That's a pretty hefty cushion. If you're New Providence here, you got to feel pretty confident in your ability to close this thing out. And that's a nice lead to play with if you're Ramona Hanna on the mound. You can be aggressive now. Just come at these hitters.
She had a long rest.
Yeah, so freshness will not be an issue here. Although she was running the bases, so.
That's true.
We'll see if that maybe, well, no, strike one. So that so far has not been an issue, as Astanzia Walker will get her first look at the plate. Quickly down the count, 0-2. Ramona Hanna now. Catcher was setting up on the outside. Hanna said, nope, just put it right down the middle. And that's strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
And based on the inning we've seen before and the position they are in their lineup, I imagine it's going to be
this is the bottom part of the lineup here. This is now Susan Ward.
It's going to be a 1-2-3.
The first baseman now getting her first look at Ramona Hanna. Strike one. And she was backing out of the way of that. This is the first baseman who has ankle socks on. That stood out to me right away. And most umpires will tell you can't play unless you have the right socks on. Two strikes now. She's like, I did not come down here for this. Nobody told me about this aspect. They just said, hey, you want a uniform? Come on down to Nassau for the Bahamas games. Strike three, says the umpire, and I think that was, well, you know, could have been a little generous, but at this point, I think the umpire may be trying to speed up the game.
Absolutely. He's saying, hey, listen, this one is pretty much over.
Yeah, let's not prolong the activities here. The DP, Tracy Culman now. Takes ball one high. Two quick outs now for New Providence. As Ramona Hanna settling in with a comfortable 12-run lead. That's a strike.
Great pitch on the outside.
1-1 to count here to Tracy Culmer. Hanna looks for the sign, picks up the target, lets it fly, and that's strike two. A ball and two strikes now. And Hanna, she's ready to go. She's confident now on this mound. Here's the 1-2. Strike her out, and that's going to do it.
So New Providence pretty much taking control of this game, having a 13-1 lead over Eleuthera. And they will head back into the batter's box and be given a chance to expand that lead. And Eleuthera will return to the plate one more time for the third inning. If they are unable to make anything happen, I think the mercy rule will come into effect, and that'll bring an end to this game. And following this will be
New Providence men, up against Eleuthera. All right, we're going to swing it back to the station and check in, and then we'll see if we come back to more action here at Blue Hills.